It's crazy to me that a man with so much value like Paul George, and a man that, you know, has a lot of status, has a lot of fame, and time again we see this. Men like Paul George don't realize how much value they have. Men like Paul George, people that I used to look up to growing up, when I played basketball, and when he was on the Pacers, when he was number 24, I used to look up to him. You know, he's one of my favorite players. He's from Fresno. I'm not too far away from Fresno. I grew up around the area. He went to Fresno State. So I've always had an appreciation for Paul George as an athlete, as a basketball player, and I've always looked up to him. But the choices and decisions he's made from 2013 to now are going to absolutely destroy this man's life. All right, they already have destroyed his life, and they're going to continue to destroy his life and destroy his impressionable fans' lives that look up to this man, because I don't think he realizes it if he does or not, but a lot of young guys look up to this guy. You know, he's Paul George. And when you as a basketball player, when you as an athlete have a platform like this, the decisions you make, a lot of young guys look at it. A lot of people look at the choices and decisions you make and how you move. So you can't be getting caught up with like a stripper, you know? You can't be getting caught up having children by a stripper, especially after she's already finessed you once and then she finesses you again and you decide to put a ring on it. All right, so if you don't know what we're talking about, Paul George has actually proposed to the ex-stripper girlfriend or influencer, Instagram influencer, but she's actually a stripper, Daniela Rajic. So we're gonna check out this article. It's crazy, man. I can't believe Paul George actually decided to wife up this chick. All right, so here they are in this picture. This is his now fiance that's taking the picture. As you can tell, she looks like your typical Instagram model that every Instagram model now looks like. She literally has the exact same look. The Botox on the lips, Botox on the face, duck face selfie, long nails, typical thizzop, you know what I'm saying? So let's just read this article before I get too deep into that. The Los Angeles Clippers player has proposed to his Instagram influencer partner, whom he previously denied to have a first child together with, because he's ashamed, but he's not ashamed. He got pressured into it, I'm sure, to propose to this woman, okay? Like, grab your nuts and walk away from this chick, okay? It might be cheaper to keep her though, so, you know, but don't marry this chick, okay? All right, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Prompting Danielle to take Paul to court. Paul George and Danielle Rajic are engaged after a tumultuous relationship. On Friday, November 6th, the Los Angeles Clippers star and his new fiancée shared the good news via their respective Instagram pages. And we will get into those pictures as we move along. Both the NBA star and his Instagram influencer took to Instagram stories to share their photos and videos from the proposal. It appeared that he got down on one knee during their tropical getaway at a resort overlooking the ocean. Mind you guys, this is a former stripper he's taking on these trips to, and he's getting on a knee. He's getting on his knee, submitting to a stripper, asking for her to marry him. Can I get a beta male in the chat? In the video, the pair kissed after Danielle accepted his proposal. He then put a ring on her finger, which doesn't fit on her ring finger. The Raven Beauty then showed her new diamond sitting on her pinky finger instead. Paul also shared a photo of him holding a cup which read, "She said yes." Danielle, meanwhile, shared another image showing her holding a white and pink balloons as well as a glass of drink in one hand. You notice how it says he shared a picture that says she said yes, while she took pictures of all of the accessories and all of the glitz and the glamour. Because remember guys, the wedding, the engagement, that whole process, that fairy tale, that fantasy we all used to believe in, that's all for women. It's not about you. It's not about love. It's all for the woman to feel good. It's her day. It's not your day. You're just the prop. You're just there to pose for the pictures. You're just there to be on the Christmas cards. While the engagement is happy news in itself, not everyone was thrilled with how Paul and Danielle's relationship is unfolding after their paternity drama. and they go into detail about the paternity drama. They say in 2014, the professional basketball player denied that he fathered a child with Danielle, though she became pregnant after they were dating for several months. And he was actually cheating on his current partner at the time, which was a coach in the NBA's daughter, who was Doc Rivers. That's the coach. He was actually playing for Doc Rivers, and it's really awkward. He was playing for Doc Rivers on the Clippers. Now he is, but at the time he was dating in 2014 Doc Rivers' daughter, and he cheated on his daughter with this stripper and got her pregnant. And what happened was, and I'll break it down because I'm not sure if they go into detail about this, Paul George offered the stripper $1 million to have an aberration, or I should say a scoop. They were going to scoop the baby out, I should say, and that was going to cancel the pregnancy, just so I don't get demonetized. So he wanted her to cancel the pregnancy for $1 million. What she ended up doing was finesse the hell out of him, and she told him she was going to go through with the aberration. And she took the $1 million, so he paid the $1 million, and then she ended up still having the child. And Paul George still stayed with this woman. Let's keep reading. It gets worse, all right? He had a paternity test and was found to be the father, but objected to having a relationship with his daughter, prompting Danielle to take him to court. The two parents reached a settlement in November 2014 with full joint custody and a financial package, all right? So he was fighting for his daughter's rights, because he didn't want to pay child support, obviously. And this chick was going to take the full custody of the daughter. That's what she was fighting for, this ex-stripper, and wanted him to pay. This was all just a money grab. No thoughts about, no cares or no feelings were ever thought about for the daughter, okay? She's just simply a money bag that's being passed between these two. And Paul George is dumb enough to put himself in this situation. This stripper had one of the biggest come-ups ever, all right? This is her biggest come-up, because now, and after this, I don't know if they get into it later on in the article, she ended up having another kid with this guy, all right? She ended up having another kid with Paul George later on, after she pulled this crap about saying she was gonna have an aberration. So the next sentence in this article is actually not true, so I'm gonna skip over it. Instead, if you are reading it, replace Damian Lillard with Paul George when you read it, because whoever wrote this article didn't do enough research. Damian Lillard was not a part of this. Maybe he smashed a few times, but he was not dating Callie Rivers. It was actually Paul George who was dating her at the time when he had the affair. So instead of congratulating the couple, some social media users trolled Paul for getting engaged to the woman he didn't trust and broke up with. Is this the same girl he tried to pay to get an aberration? A naysayer brought up the baby battle. Another similarly asked, is this the woman he denied having a baby with at first? Or either paid her for an aberration and then got back with her and I think had another? Yes, it is. It's the same woman, but he's not thinking. A third person advised Danielle to secure the bag before he dumps her again. A fourth person echoed, "Purr. He embarrassed her. Hopefully she's stacking on the side just in case." Some others mocked the wrong size of the ring, writing things like, "He got the wrong ring size?" And "Crazy. It doesn't fit. LOL. Maybe he was in a rush." He just doesn't care about this chick, as he shouldn't. You know, and here we go on Twitter, and look at this picture of these two, all right? Look at the picture. Look at the angle. This is on her Instagram too, mind you guys. This is why I tell you guys, those you Instagram boyfriends out there that continue to post your chick and think that you're boosting her up by taking pictures of her like this, where you can clearly see her booty, you know? That's a booty angled shot on purpose, you know? It could have not shown that. It could have been facing her to see her facial reaction. No, she specifically chose the camera angle to look directly at her booty like this because she's still on the market. She's still advertising herself. Just because she's getting proposed to, do you think she wants to be with Paul George? Paul George doesn't even respect himself. She realizes that she doesn't even deserve Paul George. That's why she doesn't respect Paul George. That's why she's still on the market. She's still advertising herself. Look at this. This is unacceptable. And then we have a high status man. I'm not going to call him high value. We have a high status man on bended knee and proposing to a stripper. Proposing to a stripper. This is, hey, 2020, man. Y'all about to give me a heart attack this year. 2020 is gonna give me a heart attack. Like, straight up. You guys, man, there's so many simps, man, and just crazy things we've been seeing just in the red pill community going on. NBA Central posted this. Paul George is engaged. Yeah, but look at, like, read these comments. Get a better shot, incoming pandemic P jokes. Lord, these comments about to go crazy. Incoming playoff P jokes. L, she's a stripper. Paul George this year, down bad. I'm suffering. This is bad. Only ring he's gonna get. He still doesn't want a championship ring. I mean, there's still time, but dude, he's distracted. He has set himself up for failure moving forward. She got a ring before him. Wow. I mean, if you just look at these comments, if you look at the situation that Paul George has put himself in by wifing up an ex-stripper like this that is still clearly on the market, man, it's unbelievable. It's ridiculous. And this is a bad look. And she's clearly going to marry this guy for, I'm going to say 10 years because they're in California. And then she's going to divorce him once he's retired from the NBA. He's not bringing in as much money. And what she's going to do, because she lives in California, once you hit 10 years, that's lifetime alimony. That's lifetime alimony. But guys like Paul George, who always had women throwing themselves at him, he's never thought about these things. He's never had to been up on red pill knowledge and this awareness that we all have that watch this channel. So he's going to get taken advantage of. And we're just going to sit here and watch it happen. All right? He thinks that this is his chick and she belongs to the streets. He's literally wifing up a chick that's still showing off her assets on social media. She was an ex-stripper. All her pictures on her Instagram are straight thottery. But she want to put a ring on it, PG-13, man. I lost a lot of respect for you, dog. I lost a lot of respect for you, man. You know? You got to do better than this. We got to do better than this, man. We got to do better than this. You got to realize your value where it's at. And you got to believe that you aren't going to settle for less than what you're worth in this world as men. You gotta believe it. No one else is gonna believe it except for you. But this sets a bad role model look for a lot of guys that looked up to Paul George. You know, it's disgraceful that he's wifing up an ex-stripper that's done nothing with her life except get knocked up by an NBA player and put him on child support. And it's crazy, man, that he wifed her up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, man. I'm disappointed in this, man, to be honest. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. See you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace.